So here we are at the Bluffs, which is in Knoxville, Tennessee, above the Tennessee River, across from the UT Botanical Gardens. The significance of this place is back in 1893, there was a murder, and this murder was above the river between this bluff and the UT Botanical area, believe it or not. Let's go check it out. So here we are at the actual bluffs, and somewhere over there, you can't really get to it, there was a cable went all the way across down to the UT Botanical, can't say that, garden, was a cable. And back in 1893, there was a company that decided to give the public a boxcar or cable car rides across there. This cable company, was very successful at hauling lots of concrete and logs and stuff across the river, so they were good at what they were doing here. But one day, when there's 8 passengers on the car, and it was coming up this way, it was coming up just like this, up toward the cliff over there. One of the cables broke. When it broke, the car started going backwards. It didn't fall, but it just started running backwards, and they put the brakes and stopped it kind of right in the middle of the river right there. When they did that, of course, the cable broke and slapped around everywhere. I think it might have either decapitated or knocked out one of the passengers, and the others all fell down and hit the ground. But the one guy, Oliver Legerwood, was unconscious. I think the one the cable hit him, and he, you might say, later ended up dying as a result. But they were stuck there for a while, a long time, hanging over that river back in 1893 until a steamship finally came along and managed to get a rope down there to the cable and dropped it down to the ship or the steamboat, and then they lowered them down one at a time. But the kicker of the whole story is, after they investigated the cable, they found that it was actually cut. Someone deliberately cut it, perpetrator, and they weren't actually able to find who that was. But then they consider that a murder because the guy died, while he was up there, about 135, 50 feet above the Tennessee River in 1893, between the Botanical Gardens and the bluff right over there, which you can't really get to unless you hike way up there. But this is pretty much what it looked like right here. Drop on down, it's a drop off. Pretty big, pretty freaky situation. Good deal. All right, so I'm at another area here on down that could be, there's some structure in there. It's been there for a while. Could have been more or less over here, but according to the story, it would have been more like that right there. The bluff up there. I don't see any other, there are roads coming in here, old roads, and I don't see any indication in here of any cables anywhere. But this is a lot closer to the river, and right over there's the garden. So probably up there, going across over to there is where it was at. I mean, it had to make the trip, kind of curious. It wouldn't be any good being too low. You'd probably fall in the water. So yeah, it's probably up there Went down there. I'm not gonna get up there. If you go on further down there, you'll run into dead bodies from the body farm at UT. That's about it. Let's get out of here before I get a ghost.
So folks, I actually did scroll on down toward the body farm where, Dr. William Bass established this years ago. Got a little clip video of that. Go check it out.